Welcome to the Human 5.0 Project, the podcast where we cut straight to the breakthroughs that matter, the show where science meets self-optimization. I'm your host, Ultimate Biohacker 10X, and here we break down the real research, real data, and real dosing behind modern biohacking, from compounds and peptides to techniques, devices, lifestyle strategies, and performance protocols. Most people jump in and jump out before they get the gold, so we're keeping it tight and delivering the essential insights you need without the fluff. If you've taken the time to hit play, we'll make sure you walk away with valuable knowledge that can transform your approach to longevity, health optimization, and beyond. Screens everywhere. Stress everywhere. Sleep fragmented. Focus is getting smoked by notifications. And a lot of people think the answer is another pill, another stimulant, another productivity hack. But what if one of the fastest ways to reduce inflammatory static, improve digestion, and support clearer thinking isn't a capsule, but it's in your fridge? Today we're breaking down a 7-day fermented food quick start that can help shift your gut environment fast, then expanding into a full 21-day gut-brain upgrade using fermented foods, prebiotics, nervous system support, and HRV tracking. This is not eat your yogurt and become a genius. This is about using real inputs to improve the terrain, gut integrity, inflammatory tone, vagal signaling, and recovery. Because this is the Human 5.0 Project. We'll also hit the frontier, Postbiotics, Akkermansia as a next-gen gut support, and the future-facing conversation around microbial extracellular vesicles, exosome-like signaling. Hey everyone, welcome to the Human 5.0 Project. This is Ultimate Biohacker 10X, your host from sunny Palm Beach, Florida, where I've helped busy execs and everyday folks optimize their biology for better performance. Are you ready? I've seen people go from feeling wired, tired, bloated, and mentally foggy to steadier energy and cleaner focus just by changing what they feed their gut for a couple of weeks. Not magic, just biology. Let's lock this one in. This episode is for educational purposes only. It's not medical advice. We are not diagnosing, treating, or preventing disease here. If you've got GI disease, major psychiatric symptoms, neurodegenerative disease, severe bloating, histamine issues, or you're immunocompromised, talk to a qualified clinician before experimenting aggressively. Your brain is not isolated. Your gut is constantly sending information upstream. The core message here, the vagus nerve is a major communication highway between gut and brain. Your microbiome influences inflammatory signaling, gut barrier integrity, stress reactivity, metabolite production, and autonomic tone. Most of the body's serotonin is produced in the gut, but that does not mean gut serotonin directly equals happiness. The real story is signaling, immune regulation, and system-wide communication. When the gut environment is off, you may see bloating, cravings, unstable energy, brain fog, poor stress resilience. Simple line here, if your gut is inflamed, your brain may be hearing that signal all day long. Tying this into the long game brain lens, chronic inflammation, poor metabolic health, sleep disruption, autonomic dysfunction, these all overlap with the same terrain that affects long-term cognitive resilience. This is a part of a brain-supportive inflammation-lowering foundation. So if the gut is part of the signal, what's the fastest practical lever? Food first. Fermentation first. Okay, let's look at a fermented food quick start. And this is not a total reset in 7 days. This is a rapid on-ramp, a practical way to start changing the gut environment and notice early shifts. Why fermented foods matter? They can provide live microbes, fermentation-derived compounds, a broader exposure to microbial diversity, and a food-first way to support the gut-brain axis. And start lower than the internet tells you. Days 1 and 2, 1 small serving a day, like 1 to 2 tablespoons of sauerkraut or kimchi, or a quarter cup of kefir live yogurt. Days 3 and 4, 2 small servings a day, 1 earlier and 1 with lunch or dinner. Days 5 through 7, build towards the 2 to 3 servings a day if tolerated and rotate different fermented foods. Some of the best beginner options are kefir, plain live culture yogurt, sauerkraut, kimchi, miso, and tempeh. Optional advanced foods, natto, unsweetened kombucha in moderate amounts. Now, refrigerated is usually better than shelf-stable for live cultures. Avoid sugar bombs dressed up as health foods, and read labels. What are the expected short-term wins? Smoother digestion, less afternoon crash, steadier appetite, cleaner mental energy, better perceived stress tolerance. This isn't an instant mental health cure, overnight microbiome healing, or no bloating for everyone. Commit to 7 days. Track your mood, 1 to 10, focus, 1 to 10, cravings, bloating, sleep quality. Now, we don't stop at seeding, because probiotics without the fuel is like hiring a team and never feeding them. So let's get into the full 21-day gut-brain upgrade. The big idea here is this. Fermented foods are the seed, prebiotics are the fertilizer, and recovery is the stabilizer. So phase 1, days 1 through 7, seed the system. Follow the fermented food quick start, keep meals simple and repeatable. Reduce obvious gut disruptors, ultra-processed junk, excess alcohol, late-night binge eating, and sleep chaos. What's the goal? Create momentum, reduce digestive drag, establish consistency. Then phase 2, days 8 through 14. Feed the right microbes. Now add prebiotic-rich foods to feed beneficial organisms and support metabolite production. Go-to prebiotic foods will be oats, onions, garlic, leeks, asparagus, apples, bananas, especially slightly green if tolerated, chia, flax, legumes, cooked and cooled potatoes, or rice for resistant starch. And the practical target here? Add 1 or 2 of these daily, but not all at once. And if you really want an optional performance upgrade, berries, polyphenol-rich foods, extra plant diversity through the week. This is where the benefits become more sustainable. You're not just adding bacteria, you're feeding a healthier ecosystem. Now, phase 3. This is days 15 through 21. Lock in the gut-brain signal. Now pair the food strategy with nervous system support and simple biofeedback. What you want to add? A consistent sleep-wake window, a 10 to 15 minute walk after meals, slower eating, morning light exposure, 5 minutes of diaphragmatic breathing, and long exhale work. Why? Because the gut-brain axis is not just about food. It's also about vagal tone, stress regulation, recovery quality, how safe or threatened your body feels. Okay, let's jump to a biofeedback loop here and look at the HRV. So HRV is not proof of your microbiome changing, but it can be a useful downstream marker of stress load, recovery, autonomic balance, and vagal tone trend. And we've mentioned devices before: Oura Ring, Whoop, Apple Watch, chest strap, and app for precision. And what we want to track is the morning HRV trend, the resting heart rate, sleep quality, subjective stress, digestion, and mood and focus. If the protocol is working, some people may notice better recovery trends, calmer mornings, or improved stress resilience over time. And you can compare a chaotic, ultra-processed, high-sugar day versus a day with fermented foods, better meal timing, and calmer eating. Then you can look at digestion, sleep, next-day readiness, HRV trend over several days, and not just one reading. Once the basics are in place, then you can talk about the frontier. Now we get into the next level microbiome tools: Postbiotics, Akkermansia, and the future. This is the advanced section. This is not where beginners start. First, postbiotics, the compounds behind the benefits. Now, these are non-living microbial byproducts or components that may still create beneficial effects. Think short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, fermentation-derived compounds, bacterial fragments that can influence signaling. Now, they matter because they're more stable than live probiotics, they're easier to standardize, they may still support gut barrier function, and there's inflammatory balance and gut-brain signaling. So it's not just about the bugs, it's about what the bugs make. Next, Akkermansia, the next-gen gut barrier player. Now, Akkermansia is not a magic bullet and not truly FMT light, but it is one of the more interesting next-gen microbiome targets. Well, why does it get attention? Because it's linked to mucus layer integrity. It's linked to gut barrier support and often discussed in aging and metabolic health conversations. And it may help reduce some of the leaky signal from gut to the bloodstream. Think of Akkermansia as a barrier support conversation first and a possible brain support conversation second. Next, microbial EVs, like the exosome-like signaling. Your gut microbes don't just sit there. They send chemical signals, and one emerging area involves extracellular vesicles, or EVs, tiny packets that may carry biological messages. Now, this may help explain how gut changes can influence distant tissues, including the immune system and potentially brain-related signaling. This is totally frontier science. It's not practical consumer protocol. It's interesting, and it's real, and it's early. Okay, so let's look at the long game. This isn't about chasing perfect digestion. This is about reducing friction in a high-stress world. Tying into the neuro lens, a healthier gut environment may support lower inflammatory burden, better energy regulation, improved vagal signaling, better sleep quality, and more stable cognition under stress. You're not dementia-proofing yourself with kimchi. You're building a more resilient system with inputs that support brain health over time. Clearer afternoons, less reactive eating, fewer crashes, more stable mood, better resilience under digital stress. So, what can you do tonight? Let's figure something out and get started on this, right? Give a concrete action step. Start with one fermented food tomorrow. Not 6, not a shopping cart full of supplements, just one. For example, kefir with breakfast, sauerkraut with lunch, miso with dinner. And then track the mood, focus, bloating, cravings, and sleep. Run the 7-day quick start this week. If it works, expand into the 21-day upgrade. Track your response like a biohacker, not a hype addict. Your brain is not operating alone. It's listening to your gut 24/7. Feed the system better, lower the noise, and track the signal. And watch just what changes. Stay curious, stay fermented, and stay gut barrier protected. This is Ultimate Biohacker 10X, and I'm out. Thanks for listening to the Human 5.0 Project.
If you found value in today's episode, share it with someone who's ready to elevate their biology. Make sure to follow the show for weekly deep dives into peptides, protocols, devices, lifestyle strategies, and the science of high-performance longevity. Until next time, stay curious, stay optimized, and stay 10X.